After watching a bunch of 2-clicks fill-up videos about AI upscaling and the like, I've become very interested in video interpolation. If the frame rate of a video clip isn't as high as you'd like it to be, you can use software like Dane to interpolate between the frames and create new ones in between that smooth out the motion. Of course, this is all just a bunch of trickery using pixel movement and stuff, so there are often artifacts, and I wanted to see just how far we can push interpolation before it makes your footage unusable. Hi, welcome to my channel where I talk about things that interest me because that's all I do all the time. Before we get into the footage, I make videos like this every week, so I'd appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button. It's free and you can never change your mind later.
Join us. Be with us.
I've been using Adobe Premiere's time interpolation feature for years now, and it's given me mixed results. Recently, YouTube has been recommending me a bunch of physics simulation and video interpolation videos, so I've come across software like Dane and Rife that are really moving us forward in the technology. But Dane and Rife are just prototypes right now and aren't properly finished. I want to see how far we can push Adobe Premiere's time interpolation feature that we have access to right now for no additional cost. So here's how we do that. We went out and recorded 3 60 FPS clips of me doing various movement-heavy activities. In one I'm walking, in one I'm running, and in the other I'm doing jumping jacks. I put them all into a Premiere project and rendered them out at 60, 30, 24, 15, 10, and 5 frames per second using frame sampling, which just takes the amount of frames needed without any special technology. So in 30 FPS, it rendered every other frame, at 10 every 6th, and so on. I then put it all back into Premiere and interpolated it to 60 FPS with optical flow, Premiere's interpolation feature. So here's what the videos looked like before I interpolated them to 60 FPS. This is just the same videos being exported at different frame rates without any movie magic. And here's what it looks like with interpolation to 60 FPS. So you can see as the frame rate lowers, it does a pretty good job of dealing with me walking through the frame, but with running and especially doing jumping jacks, the faster motion becomes difficult because there's too much change between each frame for Premiere to make the connection between what's happening in one and what's happening in the next. Also, as the frame rate lowers, a little bubble around me starts to appear as it tries to blend between the real frames and the interpolated ones. Stopping at any given moment during the lower frame rate videos shows a ton of artifacting, as Premiere has a hard time representing the movement in the video. But the problem isn't only apparent at lower frame rates. Even in the 60 FPS portion, which shouldn't require any interpolation at all given that it's already got the information it needs, there is artifacting around my head and in the front of my chest that obviously isn't present in the original footage. Even at 30 FPS, we can see some really serious artifacting around my hands during the jumping jacks that completely ruins the footage. Of course, this isn't meant to be used in such extreme situations, and works just fine for clips where a static object moves across the screen at a constant rate, which is why interpolated anime clips look so great when the characters are just sliding across the screen, but not so good when there's an actual fight happening. So this brings us to the verdict. At what point does Premiere's optical flow interpolation fall apart with real-world footage? Sadly, the answer is 30 FPS. Even interpolating just one frame between each real one is too much for optical flow in this environment, which makes sense given what it's meant for, but it's still a little disappointing. Hopefully technology like Dane and Rife will get good enough in the coming years that we can actually interpolate footage in a believable way, so we can finally watch Naruto fights in 8K 144 on projected holographic screens that take up our entire field of vision, like they were meant to be viewed as. I don't know, I just thought that was interesting. Thanks for watching.